This time, it's different.
With Peter and Chris.
This time, it's different.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you? This time it's differenters. This time it's different-istas. This time it's different knots. How you doing? How's that podcast you're listening to right now? How's this? How's this podcast? How's that treadmill you're on? You know, treading at the gym. How's that spreadsheet you're looking at work? You know, how's that going? How's that drive? How's traffic? Is it thick? Traffic thick there? How's that going? Are you getting angry? You waiting in traffic? How's that? My name is Chris Wilson, and this is a podcast. And this time it's different because we are doing WTF. We're ripping off WTF with Marc Maron today. Marc Maron, you might have known him from comedy, from his award-winning famous podcast. Just all around funny guy, Marc Maron. We're ripping him off. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. And why not? Why not do it, right? We're not hurting anybody. We're not causing pain. We're not adding more pain to this world, right? It's already bad enough. Who cares? It's bad out there, man. I don't know what to tell you. It keeps getting worse. Seems like it keeps getting worse. Just sitting around at home, getting pent up, getting worked up. We're all getting squirrely, man. And all I gotta say is just do your best. Stay safe. Wear your fucking mask. Right? Wear your mask. That's all. That's all I can say. You know? They're nice. I even find some of the masks nice. Got nice patterns on them. Some of them fit and they feel comfortable. You forget you're even wearing them. Some people you go, wow, I like that mask. I'd like to have that mask on my face. You know, nice pattern. Put that on me. That's what we say. And that's it. That's all we can do. Fuck. Our guest on the podcast today is Peter Carlone. He's a longtime comedy partner of mine and the co-host of this podcast. And I gotta say, we had a good chat. Had a good time with him. Always have a good time with that guy. He's cool. He's a cool cat. When you're working with somebody for so long, sometimes the conversation is just business, comedy and business all the time. But it was nice. We had a good chat about everything. We got down to it, man. We got down. Talking about childhood, talking about parents. I learned some things that I didn't know before. You know, you think you know a guy and then all of a sudden you got a little new nugget. And that's cool. That's cool, man. That's great. If you want to save some money on stamps, don't ever stand in line at the post office anymore. It is pointless. We're standing in line for everything now. COVID tests, standing in line to mail something. Don't do that anymore. Print out your stamps at home with stamps.com. It's awesome. Use promo code and you'll save money. All right? Great. And don't hiring's bad. Hiring people sucks. It doesn't have to with ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps you find a worthy candidate for your job and helps you hire people. So just go there and get a fresh new employee using this fresh discount. Something. Just pop that into the discount box there and save money at the checkout. All right. Let's get into it. Here is my talk with Peter Carlone. You're just a mess. Are you ever not a mess?
Excuse me?
Where do you think you got that from? You've been a disorganized man most of the time that I've known you. What do you think? Where that come from? What's that about?
What a rude young boy you are.
Yeah, we're starting off. We're starting off. So a little sip of coffee here.
What a rude boy.
Pow! But yeah, where do you think? Who's disorganized? Where do you get that from?
It's not disorganized. Okay, I know what it is. It's not disorganized. It is that I, and thanks for asking, and I'm doing fine. It's that I say yes to too much.
Yeah.
And then, okay, fine, I'm disorganized because then I don't put it in my calendar, and then it comes up, and they're like, "Are you good for that thing tomorrow?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh, I didn't put that in my organizer.
Yeah.
They have things for that.
I have a Google Calendar, and it's full of stuff that I've said yes to and remembered about.
Right. I remember when we were going through university together.
Oh, no.
That you were the guy that would have all of the jobs. Like you had every Joe job imaginable.
True. Yeah.
You would be like, I got to paint Trevor's fence on the side of the highway. He's got this veterinary clinic on the side of the highway.
That's not Trevor's fence. That was your dad.
No, my dad didn't have... You didn't paint my dad's fence.
Wasn't that your dad? No, it was another vet. It was another vet. It was, Jeff. Okay, I get the point. Point taken. It wasn't Trevor, but it was Jeff.
So you would be doing, you'd be painting a fence on Saturday.
Yeah.
You'd have a little, you mow lawns Thursdays and Fridays. Then you would work as a dishwasher. You've always been a guy that I've known to have the most jobs. I don't think you've ever had just one job.
I had a full-time job writing for video games, and during that time I had 3 other jobs.
Yeah. Do you think that comes from why do you think you want to have all the jobs? What is that?
This is intense, dude.
we're getting into it. Why do you think
I hadn't actually thought about that for real. I'm like,
right.
I don't know. Okay, if I had to give, the most romantic answer I can think that makes me look cool is just how poor I was. My family was always we did fine. We were okay.
Right.
But they were always scared of money. They were constantly stressed out about money. And
so you've adopted
and they were sharing
that
that with us. Yeah, I think so. I think that's some family stuff or whatever. The constant fear of not having enough makes you just go crazy. And then the more I think about it, my mom is very similar to that. She's always adding little things to her schedule and then complaining about how stressed out she is. And we make fun of her. And we're like, well, then don't plan that much stuff on a Sunday. If you have to, because you're going to have to go to work on Monday and you're going to be bummed halfway through your giant Sunday that you aren't having enough relaxing time. But you said yes to all these things. And now I'm like, oh, that's me. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm hearing a bit of an apple and a tree story, and in this story, your mom is that tree, and you're the little apple, and you've fallen out of the tree, and you also pack your Sundays and every day.
Every day is my packed Sunday now. And when I say I'm now discovering that, I don't mean recently. I mean literally in this conversation, I've just realized that.
Really?
I'm not joking. I'm like,
that you got it from
oh,
your
wait.
mom?
Well, I guess I just never actually put it to words. I never thought about it. I was never oh, yeah, that's probably where it comes from. It comes from that fear of running out or something.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing some therapy here and there, and you go in and you're like, I don't know what to talk about. And then you start talking, and then I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, I get it. Oh, it's all my dad. Oh, it's all my parents.
Yeah. Oh, I have all this stuff, right?
I get all that from them.
Yeah.
I've been to your house many times. I mean, it's not a poor family at all. You have a home.
Yeah,
I feel like that house is probably paid off.
They just paid it off this year, I think.
Paid off house.
Yeah. Yep. It's got 3 little bedrooms.
Kitchens. Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't have a finished basement, but there's the basement is massive. It's the size of 2 of the apartments I live in now. It's like they are not wanting for space but there's something about like every month it was just like, oh, I don't know, like money's real tight. Like we've never been on a vacation. We would like, unless you count like going camping or like going to a friend's cabin in
Absolutely counts.
Salmon Arm.
That stuff counts.
Okay, then we've been on those vacations. But we haven't done
Whenever you get away. Yeah, like
the four of us
Hawaii.
we haven't packed into a plane. And like the four of us, the family didn't go to a thing.
Yeah, we used to go to Florida as a kid, but then that just stopped after a while.
Well, and that was on your dad's plane, right? Your dad's private plane.
My dad's private plane.
Yeah.
He'd fly us out down there.
Yeah, because your mom
All
had
that
a yacht,
vet
but
money.
your dad had a plane.
Yeah. We
All
would
that
take
vet
yachting
money.
trips, but I don't consider those to be vacations. The yachting trips, you know.
Okay, I guess that makes me think that I was being a little bit like whatever privileged or whatever when I was like, I don't consider going to my friend's cabin in Salmon Arm a vacation, but it's like that's to people that are worse off than me. It's definitely a vacation, Peter. You
Yeah,
idiot.
I mean my parents have friends that are just so much richer than we ever will be and ever were, and yeah, you take advantage of that. You you go up to Tofino, and we have a friend that owns the Long Beach Lodge Resort in Tofino, and so it's like, yeah, you go there and you get spoiled. He's got plane money. If we're actually talking real plane money, like
wait, can we talk about this friend? Like, how connected are you? Can I get up there with my wife? Like, can we call in some faves?
I mean, we could ask him. He'd know what we're up to. He'd be like, I have never talked to you before outside of... I wonder what Chris Wilson is phoning for. I bet you it's to take advantage of my resort.
But, like, there's a part of me that's like, you know what? If you own a resort, get over it. Like, yeah, people are going to call you once every 4 years, and you're never going to hear from them again. Like, you're going to get taken advantage of. You own a resort.
Well, the times that he's opened it up to my family, and it's around like in January, when that's not key camping time. That's the dead season,
right?
Like,
and
come and spend New Year's Eve.
And in a way, he knows. Like in a way, that's like at least that keeps my resort full, and they'll probably eat at the restaurant.
Exactly.
So at least I get a little cash.
What'd your mom do? What'd she get up to? Where'd she get this to keep working? Gotta pack my Sundays from? What's her childhood like?
My mom is a classic the like boomer story, right? Like actually started out worse off and ended up better. Right? The thing that like us millennials don't have anymore. She had that. So she was like row house England poor. She was always telling me
born in England.
England. She was telling me about how, like, for a while they didn't have a washroom, so there was like an outhouse.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like poor.
Actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then because it's an old row house. That's the other thing about Canada that we forget is like Canada is like 1 year old compared to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Like there are people in England that are like, I live in a castle because the rent was cheap in one of the rooms in this castle. That's not her experience, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they have old houses, like old ass structures.
Servant quarters and stones.
Yeah, I think I've got some friends that live in like a barn. It used to be like a medieval stable or something like that, and then it got converted into lofts or something. Like they live in one of those things. It's like Canada. We just started. This is a brand new map. We just showed up and wrecked everything, and then started building stuff like last year. But anyway, so she grew up, pretty poor, and I think that was always the thing, like always looking for work was kind of the big thing. And that's what drove her to Canada. She was a nun for a bit. I don't know if that's work. I don't know if being a nun counts as having a job.
Well, you're not supposed to call it work. It's you are a servant to the Lord. It's not work. You're a servant. You're not getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
You're paid in your ticket to heaven.
Yeah, exactly. That was the situation. She had a ticket to heaven.
You do get money as a nun. Are they not? Are nuns not paid? I have no idea.
I've never thought about that. Yeah, or nuns are, because like the thing is you live there and they feed you. So then they get, like, I don't think a nun house, a nunnery, is like a profit share model. Like, hey, we had a whole bunch of alms from the poor donated, so like we all get $1,000.
Right.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah, that doesn't.
you just live there and they feed you,
Yeah.
and that's what you get.
Hey, something to
think.
look up. Or you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just go with that. That's fact. They don't get paid.
I can Google it if you want. No, somebody in the comments is going to
no.
be like, "You idiots! Nuns get paid $40 a year."
And good point. If you want to correct us, pop it in the comments. Get those comments going. But this is
I bet my
interesting.
mom will correct me if she watches this.
Right.
She'll be like, "I didn't. There was no
She
row.
will.
I grew up in. We had an outhouse. We had a bathroom or something like that." Or she'll be like, "No, I remembered that wrong." But I just remember being the stories.
Accurate impression of your mother. It is good. I've met her. It sounded like you were doing it.
Stop it.
Yes, that's what she sounds like.
Peter, get in here.
Chris, you're being rude.
Christopher, you're being rude.
Stop making fun
Peter,
of my boy.
Peter, be more like Chris. Why can't you be more like Chris?
Her
get
biggest
in.
one.
Wake up, I've made you pancakes.
Her biggest one is, why don't you wash your jeans? So I guess I only heard about this recently, but I don't wash my pants. Is that like a thing
Well,
that I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't wash mine so much either. You don't have to wash your
Yeah,
jeans like
that's what I'm
every
saying.
day, every week even. I was getting into the raw denim sort of thing, getting to the raw denim, man, and just sort of popping those on, and you just work them in. You just
What about
you
what
work
about
'em in.
khakis or like cotton pants?
Never, ever khakis.
You never have the. You
But
never
you don't
wash
have
khakis.
to. People put their jeans in the freezer. I've never gone that far. Like
For
once
what?
they start to kill the bacteria, I guess. I guess it does something.
Oh, I hadn't
Like
thought of that.
freezes
Okay, yeah.
it. Once your jeans start to smell like hamster bedding, that's when I pop those bad boys, in the wash. But until
They smell
then,
like hamster bedding.
the smell of like old wet wood
Ugh.
with a bit of pee in it.
Hey, you toured with me for a while. I have questions about my various smells. Did my jeans? Did I ever smell like hamster bedding?
No, and I never noticed that. You shower every day.
I shower.
You're a deodorant man.
I shower
If
and
you
deodorize.
did have jeans that stunk, I couldn't smell your jeans over the smell of my own.
Right, exactly. So we might have both had hamster bedding situations.
Yeah, you get into a sort of fringe festival
Smell.
funk, a little
Yeah.
stank on you from just touring, wearing the same shirts.
I feel like I have, and I think I brought this up with you before, but I have like smelly sweat. I don't like my sweat. Like
Well,
when
I mean that's very normal.
I would wear a hat and then I would smell my hat and it would be like almost like acidic, like vinegary.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that too. Like your old gym strip at
Oh.
school, because you wouldn't wash it. You just keep it in there for a month, and then
In the bag.
you'd smell that shit in the bag, and it would smell like vinegar, like hard vinegar.
Yeah, what's that? What I think it's a
Awful.
bacteria. I've heard it's a bacteria that's like feasting off the sweat.
Yep, that checks out to me.
Yeah,
it's
that's as
got to
far-
be something like that.
That's as far as we're looking into it.
Now, so let's go back. So your mom is a nun.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, how did she get to? Because you grew up in Calgary, I know that.
Yep.
Where's that? Where's your parents meeting? How'd she get to Canada there?
So her boyfriend sent her flowers to the convent, and
What? You're
that,
wait.
that
So
didn't
she had a boyfriend
look. It didn't go well. Is what
at
I'm
the
saying.
nunnery?
Yeah, I don't think she was like a great nun.
I don't think that's where you get your rebellious streak from.
Yeah, I'm always like stealing out of your wallet.
Okay, so your mom. Okay, so flowers. the
So
nunnery.
I think she like was learning Swahili. She wanted to go to like a convent in like South Africa or something, and I think she was told that that God wasn't leading her there, which meant that they just didn't want to send her there or something. So she was like, "Well, screw it. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do something else." She worked at a bank for a bit. She was doing the thing that like they would have. I guess it's like the thing that they did in the U.S. They called it like computers, but it was really just women that they would have like add stuff up. They were computing. So she was like one of those, like would go through all the checks and like write the totals down from the checks in the ledger. because there was no computers. They were the ones computing stuff. So she would like add all that stuff up. And then she got a job as a live-in nanny, and that family moved to Calgary.
And she went with them.
She went with them because she was like, well, there's nothing here.
And what was your dad doing in Calgary? Why was he there?
Yeah, I guess we're just deep diving on my family today.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're doing it. We're getting to you. I'm trying to get to the birth of Peter Carlone into the world. So, we can fast forward there. He
lived in Montreal. He was raised there.
Yeah.
I got a cool picture of him with like a nice leather bomber jacket leaning up against his Camaro.
So you didn't get any of that coolness.
Hey,
You're mostly your mom.
No, that's fair.
Mostly
That's fair.
your mom.
Yeah, that's fair. Mostly my mom. I'm just a live-in nanny. So he moved to Calgary looking for better work. Did some tech stuff. They met in church. Nice small town kind of story. Although Calgary's not really a small town, or at least anymore. But met at the local church and then hit it off.
Hit it off.
And the rest is history.
I'm dating an ex-nun.
Yeah, he was a real bad boy.
So out comes Peter Carlone into the world.
Out I came. Out comes
Boom,
Peter.
splashing out.
Oh, okay. All right, we're starting there, hey? Yeah, so I came out pretty easily, I think.
Yeah. Were you a shy boy? You a shy little kid?
Yeah. My parents, they almost put me back in school in I think it was like preschool or something. I failed preschool or something because they were like, he's not talking.
Really?
This guy doesn't talk. He might have a speech problem. He's not. We got to hold him back. And my parents are like, he'll figure it out. Keep him moving. Keep the conveyor belt going. And now I don't shut up. Am I right, Chris? Now I don't even shut up.
It's very easy to interview you, and just you fucking wind this guy up and let him go. So who are your guys? Yeah, eventually you do comedy,
Yeah.
Get some comedy influence going. Who are you guys?
Like my favorite males?
Wow. Yeah, who are you guys?
My favorite
your comedy influences.
My favorite males.
Your
my
guys.
Men. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it could be women that you're influenced by as well, but you're from Calgary, probably not.
Yeah, no, it's definitely all men. Yeah.
Boys. Guns, trucks. Calgary, woo.
I'd say my favorite comedic influences are probably whoever started the NRA, George Bush.
Those people are funny.
The Koch brothers, the comedic duos. No. Okay, real comedic. Okay, for real though, I will throw out a lady, and not just to appear progressive, but I love me that Tina Fey stuff. I loved me that 30 Rock. This was later in my comedic whatever.
Yeah.
But it was 30 Rock, and then even more recently with Kimmy Schmidt. I just loved that her style of making comedy was just jokes per minute. Just write jokes, make jokes, get your plot figured out, and then make sure there's jokes in that thing.
And this is very. I just want to say, Peter, that was very brave.
I think that
very
was
brave.
Pretty #brave of me to say. One of my people. And then
Tina Fey herself. Yeah.
I grew up watching the Monty Python. My dad was we're watching Monty Python and Mr. Bean. So those were my two main ones probably. Lots of British stuff. Lots of silliness and over the topness, which I constantly get in my auditions now. Do not be over the top.
Right. They don't know what they want though.
No, and then I'll be like,
you get to set and you're they're do it really big. Be as big as possible.
But yeah, those are my guys.
Do you have a memory of cuz I have one too. There's a defining moment where you're like, "Oh man, I'm funny," or I can make people laugh. Mine was I was on the playground. It was grade 5, and I was very into home improvement at the time. And just somebody was and I had eaten a cauliflower for the first time. Okay, this will all tie together.
All right, this is gonna rock. I can tell this is gonna be a banger of a joke.
I remember I did my first memorable comeback. And it's just it was of the time, playground stuff. It was some girl came up to me and it's Chris, you don't have a penis. Said that. And then I went, yeah, fine. But you do. Boom. Everybody lost it. Everyone's laughing so hard. And I was like, what happened?
I love that Rip comes up to you and she's like, I'm gonna nuke this guy. I'm gonna end this guy's career. You don't have a penis. And then, yeah, but you do. So, and that's the comedy that you do very well, actually, is like a little bit like the confidence, but also self-deprecating. You're like, yeah, I don't have a penis, but you do. Like,
But
you're
you
like,
do.
yeah, you're right, I don't.
And then I was like, what happened? What changed in my life that this moment is here? And I was like, I ate cauliflower yesterday for the first time. I tried it out. So I went home and I started like, I wanted more cauliflower. And I remember my mom being like, oh, wow, you really like cauliflower. Hey, you really liked that. And I was like, shut up, Mom. It's for something different. I'm just, didn't say that, but
It's not food. This is different.
it's not food. It's comedy fuel. So that was my first one. But like, do you have a moment where you were like, yes, a defining comedy moment?
No, not yet. But what I was gonna say is, wait. Well, okay, I'll get to mine. But the cauliflower thing is funny too because it's like that's what I think in university we're talking about this too, where it's like comedians, like if you want to be funny, you have to have like trauma. You have to have a bad life. You have to be depressed. That's what funny is. And I feel like you had the kid version. Like that's a sketch right there. Is like, I've got to keep eating this cauliflower, otherwise I'm not funny anymore. And that's why a lot of like recovering, like comedics who are recovering from anything are always like, yeah, I thought alcohol was what made me funny. Like I did drugs and like that. And I was like, if I go on stage and I'm sober, like I won't be funny anymore. And yours was cauliflower.
Yeah. Cauliflower.
Mine.
Gotta have my cauliflower. Gotta get my cauliflower fixed. It loosens me up, man. It helps.
Before I hit the playground stage, it's a tough crowd out there.
Oh man, ooh.
They'll eat you alive.
I mean, you don't have any cauliflower left. When are you getting some? When are you
Just
getting more?
shaking. You got any cauliflower? Mine was in high school. We were doing this thing called Lunchbox Theater.
Okay.
It was like a
lunchtime kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like
day.
5-minute, 10-minute little scenes that we would find.
Right.
And my friend Hillary had found this old sketch that she really wanted to do from what is his name? Alan Partridge. What's the actor that does Steve Coogan?
Steve Coogan, yeah. I actually got it. I said it before you.
Yeah, you said it before.
And
if I did say it first, you're probably just going to edit it so you say it first.
Yeah, I'll
anyway,
edit it around that.
I knew you were going to edit around it. So Steve Coogan was like, yeah, it's like a Steve Coogan bit. He's like a radio DJ in a small town who like thinks he's like king of the world, but he's just like a little fop, a little dummy.
Yeah.
And so like the sketch was like somebody kept writing on his car, like vandalizing his car, scratching his car, and they would write "cock piss partridge" on his car, on the door, scrape it into the door, and he was so mad about it. And I was the only one that could do a good British accent, which is like probably I was a high school kid.
Your mom is British too, so
yeah,
like,
I just
you
did my
have some
mom's
reference.
accent. Yeah, and my character was like so mad, and then I'm screaming like, they wrote on my car. It's like, what did they write? And I think they wrote "cock piss partridge." And then a lady pops up from behind. It's like a whole comedy of errors. Like the maid like pops up from behind this thing, and she runs off, and we're like, got her, and we all run that. It's like a whole funny. I could even find the script. Maybe it'd be kind of fun to like revisit that. But like, I remember not being very popular. I was bullied a lot. I don't know if you've seen me, but I'm like really attractive and like that threatens
We're gonna
people
put a pin in that bullying thing. Finish your story. We're coming back to that. That sounds like a juicy little pocket. I'm gonna mind
This
that.
is weird.
I'm gonna
This
mind
is
that.
uncomfortable. This is an uncomfortable
We're
episode
gonna
of this.
get into some of
this
that bully
podcast.
stuff. No, but
This
finish
podcast
your
is uncomfortable.
finish your story. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm doing so the big thing was like the negotiation before. The drama teacher was like very sort of not like secular, but you know what I mean? Like very like you should be able to say what you want. Like no censorship.
Right.
I get to say cock and
Yeah.
piss
Yeah. Two
in school.
awesome swears in school.
on a stage. Yeah, like not hard ass, like not real good swears, but like pretty fun.
They're pretty good.
I think cock is pretty rowdy.
Cock
for
is
high
good
school.
for high school for sure. Piss
Yeah.
is whatever.
Everybody kind of says I'm.
I
pissed
got
off.
called
Like, it
Piss
pisses
a
me off.
lot too. Piss Wilson.
Oh no!
Yeah, I got
that
I'm
sucks.
just bullied so hard.
Yeah, I just got called all horrible things. All the ones you can't say anymore were all the words I was labeled. Well,
Right.
some words that you can't say, I was not called those ones, but like a lot of them. And then, then I'm on stage and I'm doing this funny British character, and I say cock, piss, partridge, and I look over, and one of the kids who was like pretty popular, sport kid. I don't know if you've heard of sports, but some boys can play sports.
Yeah.
And he was very good at them. So he was pretty popular. Of
course.
But I saw him off his chair. He was laughing so hard.
That's
He was
huge.
out of his chair in this little theater. The theater, you can actually see this theater if you watch CBC's Young Drunk Punk, because they set one of the scenes or a couple of scenes are in the theater of my high school in
Right.
Calgary. Yeah. And the little wooden seats that everybody's sitting in, it's like a little brick theater. And he's sitting in this little wooden seat and he fell out of it. He was laughing so hard. And everybody else was like having a good laugh. And again, I don't know, obviously like time changes your memory. So maybe I'm like rose coloring it. Maybe it was just a little chuckle. But in my memory, it was like nuclear power. It was like, what did I unleash? The same thing you're describing.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
like, it killed them. Ooh. And I was like, I did that with words.
So you were bullied so hard.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Right. So when did that? Who do you know? You can say his name. Who's the bully's name? Don't say his name.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely shouldn't. Because
Right.
there's one, and I remember his full name, and that's probably illegal. That's probably some slander stuff. Yeah.
So what kind of stuff was this horrible boy doing? Let's get into it. Let's dig it up. Let's dig this up. Come on. Come on. Dish it out.
I'll try to dish it out.
Dish
This
it,
one
dude.
particular, whose full name I remember,
Yeah.
I took shop class because I was like just trying to be, and I still do it to this day. I'm still trying to do things that are like quote unquote masculine. I'm still trying to do the boy stuff. So all I knew was like Calgary, like it was like shop class. That's the thing you're supposed to sign up for your like, I forget what it's called, like an elective. I could have done home ec, and I like cooking and cleaning the kitchen way more than I like shop class stuff. And it was shop class. The teacher was very enabling of the bullying. He was like, because he didn't think I was cool. He thought I was weak. Couldn't even lift the like.
The shop teacher was. Oh man.
Yeah, I just remember him laughing like dismissively when I was getting ripped on in class. And I think it's one of those things that like guys who are teachers, like guys who get older, when they see young boys ripping on each other, it's funny now. Like as a guy, you're like, nice, they're all ripping on each other. It's a good time.
Right.
Right? And that's like some male bullshit or whatever. But it's like, I love ripping on you, all the time now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In front of you, behind your back, like
Yes, sir.
whenever
Yes.
and wherever.
You're
Yeah,
right,
it's like-
sir. Yes.
it's like-
yes, sir. Give
Yeah,
me
yeah,
rips.
yeah, and remember your place. And so for me, it's like one of those things that it is. There's levels, right? Like as I could understand him now being like maybe misunderstanding that, and because he's like, I like ripping on my friends, but like I wasn't one of the friends. I wasn't in it. I wasn't in on the joke. Jim was one of the rough ones for me too. Have you ever been like announced?
No. What do you mean?
So we were in the change room changing, and I was like taking off the shirt, taking off the shorts down to the skinny winnies, tighty whities, not skinny winnies.
I like skinny winnies.
I can't believe I said that.
That's
and then
great.
I don't know if it was this kid, it was another kid. Is like, oh my God, look how scrawny Peter is. Like announced it. Like we gotta stop. Everybody stop changing and being worried about your own bodies. You've got to see Peter's body.
And then so everybody stopped, was kind of looking at you.
I don't remember there being big laughs because I think I benefited from the fact that we were all terrified of our little bodies.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, yeah, and then kept changing. But like, oh boy, did that not feel good because I'm 35 and I'm telling it in a podcast.
Oh, and there's just certain stories you're like, why do I remember that so well? And you're like,
Yeah.
it is ingrained. It is. I remember a kindergarten story, one that I remember so vividly, of just being so embarrassed. I was like, maybe day 2 of kindergarten. I remember coming in to the room. I was late, as you know, I am.
Yeah, we tend to be late.
Tend to be a late person, and that started early. But anyway, I enter into the classroom, and everybody's sitting in a circle, and I go, "It's party time!" And then immediately I'm shunned. The teacher's like, "Christopher, do not enter like that. Get out." And she makes me go out of the classroom.
Oh,
And then re-enter in a quiet way that people should do. So everybody's watching me do it. Of course I remember this. I'm like, why do I remember that? I'm like, well, because it was early formative years, and there's 30 kids looking at me re-enter the room quietly.
Oh, that is so.
And then I was shy ever since.
It's so funny though. I mean, I get where your shyness comes from. That like you have a lot of like first time into a new place shyness. But what I love is that you kept that part of you that comes into a room and goes, "It's party time." Like that is such a like Chris attitude. Just like
It's
fucking
time to
party
have
time.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
but then I
whole-
was just roasted for it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Roasted.
I'm glad that you got past. I'm like you got roasted for it, but there must have been some deep level of you that was like, no, this is my first entrance was the right entrance.
Well, it took finding doing comedy in high school, like similarly to what you're saying. Not really finding myself until grade 11 and grade 12, and being funny to be popular, and then
Right.
and people going, "Oh, that guy's worth talking to." But
Funny
until
is
then,
good.
like, oh, very shy.
Yeah.
I remember like
Yeah.
lingering around the cool group, being like, I'll just like sort of linger on the outside of the circle and see if they'll like talk to me so I can be included. They never really did. And then I would go back to my, supportive real friends
The social
who
butterfly
I was
thing, right?
just trying to ditch, I guess.
Yeah.
There was that phase in high school where you're like, I will leave you in a second if Gregory Cunningham, the running.
Is that a real one? Is that real?
I changed.
Is that a real name drop? Oh, okay. But
Well,
there's
no,
a
I'll just
Greg.
say, who cares? I'm saying Greg Fiddick. He's very
Okay.
popular. His
He's
dad
probably
was
still
the
very
gym
popular.
teacher.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he was like a good-looking guy, and we all liked Greg Fiddick.
He probably also had the drop on like what was coming up in gym. Like, yo, we're
And we all thought Greg
dodgeball today.
Fiddick. We thought he was ripped. And you know what? I think he actually was. I think that's the difference. He was ripped.
Everybody in high school is looking at their little bodies, thinking they're ripped, and he's looking at his
Yeah.
body like, "Oh, I actually am ripped." Okay, cool.
I am. I fully am.
Well,
yeah.
that's my bully. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why the making when we were making chisels, like so shop class had different like modules, right? And it was like this is metal work. So you guys are doing this. Other people are doing photography, and like metal work was like big swings. He's holding that chisel and he's just going like boom, boom, like you can hear it through the shop, and I'm just kind of like. Ting, like just trying to get it to come down. And I'm like, come on, metal, like please just bend into the shape of a chisel. Like I want this to be over. And he was just like big arms. I just remember the arms, just big swings
Just
on an anvil.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And then we went
middle.
to photography module together, and I was like, well, at least it's like not muscles, it's more like chemicals, and it's like getting the photo to develop, and then I can take some cool photos. That'll be fun. But no, it's just a closed room with no windows where there's no teachers, so I just got beat up a bunch.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Like
that one turned out to
physically-
be worse.
Physically beat up? Pushed?
Just like pushed around a lot of broom stuff. I don't mean like in a sexual way, but I mean like pushing me around with the broom. That was when I remember.
Right, the end of a broom, just kind of hitting you with it.
Just stay in the corner of the dark room was my job.
Oh my
While
god!
they
I'm
fooled
sorry.
around.
That is really actually horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also-
No, you're telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It can get worse. Oh,
It
geez.
sucks though, because you always know. Oh, the person that's bullying you, the person that at school who's the worst. Oh, I bet you they got a bad home life.
Yeah.
and you want to remember that because it's a cliche. Even you're like, and it's true, cliche for a reason. But then you're like, but they're such a dick. They're being. Why are they such a dick then?
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to like you.
Well, and I'm sure the same thing can be said of like people who are really mean and like as adults. But it's like, but at some point you're just an adult who's a dick. It's like I can't be like, oh, he had a bad childhood. It's like, well,
okay.
But some people should get sentenced to therapy. Maybe certain kinds of criminals, maybe, but some people should be and you get
full
therapy.
Benefit. Everybody should, go. I mean, you just figure some shit out by talking it out loud. And some of the stuff when I'm like complaining about comedy or like things in my life that I'm like upset about, and then my therapist isn't from that world and doesn't know these things, just explaining like, okay, so all right, so I'm upset because like nobody wants to do my skit about poo and how I fart my pants and I'm a big farty pant boy. And it's like I put work into my farty pant boy sketch and nobody wants to do my farty pant boy thing. And it makes me, and like you're explaining it to them and you're like, this is really dumb. My problems are nothing.
You are talking specifically about a sketch that I shot down.
Yeah, I'm using
about
this
me.
moment, and and I do think that the farty boy thing could work, and I don't know why that you won't give it a shot.
It's a silly idea,
It's
but
not.
in
It's
a
a
good
little
way.
boy, and he's farty.
I don't want to
farts all
play the
time.
little boy who's farting.
You have to.
It's a
You're
bad
the farty. Okay.
I hate to say this. I don't want to go here. Comedians never do, but I'm just going to say it. It's a bad idea. It's bad.
Wow. Okay.
funny.
Well, maybe try it out in front of an audience, and we'll see who's laughing. Yeah, and I bet you it's the audience because farts are funny. Yeah, and
you're
farty
probably
little
right.
boys are funny.
Man, did they ever have a lot of fart jokes in 30 Rock. And that was one of my people, one of my guys. So I guess I actually do like fart jokes.
You love that. Yeah, you love that.
So wait, how often do I come up in your therapy sessions? I don't know what to do with this guy.
What do I do with him? He's disorganized. He has so many jobs. It's hard to get on top. You know what? You don't really come up that much, to be honest. Sometimes it's like, you're like, oh, the distance. It's hard. What do you do?
Yeah. What do you? And how does that make you feel?
No. I'm marinating.
make
I'm
you
Marc
feel?
Maroning you. What?
Is that
It
what
makes
this
me-
is?
I'm trying to Marc Maron you. I want to
that
get
what
you
this
to
is?
cry. I've been flipping. Yes, I've been
You've
trying
been
to
Marc
get the
Maroning me?
juice.
Are
Give
you
me the
Mar-
juice.
I thought we were having a chat as friends. I'm being Marc Maroned.
We have been having, and wasn't it fun? Wasn't it fun though?
I'm
Like we
being
had a good
Marc
chat.
Maroned?
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to the bottom of. I was trying to get you to cry. That's why I was asking about your fucking bully and stuff. Did he punch you? Like what? Come on, give me me some tears.
Do you even care
I care. Yes.
about the true story? You're maroning me?
Peter, I think if you look at the conversation that we have had up until this point, I think that you'll find it was quite sincere. And yes, I had ulterior motives. Yes, I wanted you to cry. Yes, I was Marc Maroning you. But didn't you have a good time? Didn't you have a nice time? Okay?
You know
Yes,
what?
I was Maroning you. Now,
It does make me think about everything we've been talking about, and yeah, maybe I'm thinking you Marc Maron me, but, or as I like to call it, you were marinating me, but I think that it makes me think about my life, though. It is a good moment to take a step back and to think about
Yes.
everything,
yes. What about your father? Do you have a good relationship with him, or was he ever proud of you, or is your dad proud?
He's proud of me. I got a great relationship.
Yes, this is good. This is really good. Very. Yeah, let's see.
I don't think I was getting
fake.
any. I'm sorry. I
fake.
can't do it. I can't do the tears.
Well, like, what is your biggest? Did you have any like substance stuff? Like, do you struggle with drinking or whatever?
I had
Do
a
you
phase.
want to open up your heart about that? Yeah,
I was-
yeah. This
a
is
lot
good.
of my 15-year friends will know this and make fun of me. They say I eat like a small boy. So my substance abuse was like cans of Alphagetti and glasses of milk.
Yeah, farty little piggy boy. Yeah. who's a farty little piggy boy?
And I really like chicken tenders and ginger ale.
Yeah, you do eat really badly, and I can't.
I'm better now. I eat better now.
I mean, I can't like point fingers at that because it's not like I've been very good either. Especially when we're touring on the Fringe, it's just like A&W for lunch, and then maybe skip dinner.
Yeah.
Because you forget.
And you're nervous you got the show going. So
Yeah.
you don't have an appetite.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, fuck. I haven't had a vegetable. And then you roll into 7-Eleven and you grab like a 7-Eleven dirt banana. And you just, and you're like, oh, yum. Yes, I'm healthy now.
Actually,
Great.
do you remember? You're not
fixed that problem.
You're
my
not
body.
lying at all, because I remember when we were at the Edmonton Fringe a couple of years at least in a row, where it was like we were near that 7-Eleven, and it was like, oh, I'll get a banana because we need it for the show. But okay, great, I'll have a banana. Then I'll get a couple of those. What were
Just
those
to
crispy?
fill everybody. We needed a banana for the show because we were doing comedy.
Yeah, and comedy.
You have to slip on
on a
bananas.
banana. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were those like crispy little like, what are they? Not Tostitos. What were they called? Were they Tostitos? What were those little things that they would make? I would eat so many of them.
Taquitos.
Chiquitos.
Yeah.
So I'd eat a bunch of those, and then you'd be like, and then I'd be getting like a chocolate milk, just a weird combo. And then you would always text me and be like, "Can you get me a Red Bull?"
Yeah,
like
Red
that
Bull.
was lunch, dude. That order I just described was both of our lunch.
Pre-show Red Bull, and then post-show, that's when we would eat maybe the only meal of the day.
What's your heart like now? And I don't mean emotionally. I just mean like you got a lot of Red Bull. Probably got a lot of holes in your heart.
Well, my doctor was, before all this corona stuff, was like, you've got high blood pressure, and I was like, well, let's see if we can't get to fix that. So I had that, and then the virus hit, and I haven't seen a doctor since. So I think it's fixed. I think it's probably good. Now, yeah, how's your heart? Like your heart though, like open up.
Emotionally?
Yeah, your emotional heart.
Does it even look like I'm crying when I do that?
Yeah. Of course, you're a very, very good actor. Wonderful. It's a wonderful performance. It sounds like you're crying too. It's everything. And it gets me to another point. Like, have you had anybody in your life pass away and die that maybe you want to talk about? Or
are you just gunning for tears? You're just marinating?
Maybe you want to remember somebody who's gone now?
Why would you do that to me? I don't know. Like, I only have one grandparent left. I lost my grandparents at ripe old ages.
How old were they?
It's late 70s, I think, and then an 80.
Right.
So is that good?
Those
stuff? Do you want me to cry about that?
I mean, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's pretty old. Not really that tragic.
Hey.
I mean, it is
Hey.
Hey. I mean, even joking around about that, I was like, that's rude. That's a rude thing to do.
I don't have any. What do you do?
Oh,
what
here's
do you
the
do
thing.
Go.
Yeah, no. Oh,
but then I have a thing. You go. Then
I'm
I
gonna
got
cut you off. There's a very Marc Maron thing to do. We should have opened with this. Like, do we? You have a first impression of me? Did you ever meet me? Was I ever rude to you? And do I have to apologize to you?
Oh, like
what's my first impression of you, or you of me?
We were in shop class, and we had finally gotten into dark room.
Right, and I had that broom. Yeah,
that's right. Broom, yeah.
Right, yeah. But do you actually remember, do you remember meeting me for the first time?
I always had, are we rolling? Are we recording on this?
Yeah, we've been recording for about 55 minutes now.
Oh, crazy. Yeah,
it's so crazy. Natural and free-flowing.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, we've begun. It's almost over,
I thought we were warming up. I thought this was the warm-up.
Oh, really? So you got some...
So I guess my first impression of you was you were one of the cool guys. And I always have anxiety about the cool people in the world. I don't like the cool
You thought I was
club.
Cool? That's very nice.
Yeah,
I'll take
you were
that.
cool.
cool at theater school is
Yeah.
a full nerd.
Look.
A full life nerd. Like, that is...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I had friends in theater school.
Yeah. But they were handsome, and like some of the cool guys were like making out, like hooking up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like doing drugs.
Right, yeah,
They were
smoking
cool.
weed.
Right? And you were hanging out with them all the time and you were doing like
Doing-
heroin or whatever, like lots of hard drugs.
Yeah.
That was your whole thing.
Well, that's my whole thing.
You were big into drug parties, and I just thought that was really cool.
Drug parties.
Okay,
You know,
buried
for-
in that is the real answer, though. The real answer was that I felt like you were like hanging out with the cool kids. Do you think every department, like engineering, I'm sure most, even like medical, like every department has like cool kids and not cool? I assume.
Absolutely. That's just life, man. You know,
That's just
there's
life.
just circles of friends. You want to be in them. You're just standing on the outside of those friends, trying to look in, trying to get any amount of attention from them, man. And that's just it. That's just it.
Which is literally
Yeah.
what celebrities are, right? They're just the
Exactly.
cool kids.
Cool, man. That's cool.
So
That
not
was
only are
some
we not
Marc
the cool
Maroning.
kids.
That was,
Oh, was
he
that
says
Marc
man
Maron-
a lot.
Marc
I don't
Maron?
know.
Oh,
I could
okay.
see that going over your head there. You were like, I don't get what he's doing.
I was just like listening to you and taking you like seriously and really trying to respect the space and respect you,
Right.
you know? I wasn't trying to Marin you. I'm going to freakonomics you. That's what I'm
Okay,
next time
we'll
I'm going
do
to
it-
interview
we'll do
you
that.
about the economy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing to
Next
you.
time it'll be different. All right, so I didn't bully you. Our
That's true.
relationship's good. So we good?
We hit it off
Are
quick.
we good or what?
Is
Yeah.
this how this ends? Are you marinating me still?
Yeah. So we good?
God damn it. I knew you were marinating me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
Are we good?
All right, man. Yeah. Good talking to you.
Wait, does he end it everyone? Does he have an issue with everybody? Is he always like, are we good at the end?
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
Like literally he's like, are we fine now? Are we
early
good?
Marc Maron episodes were definitely him being like, yeah, I was an asshole back then. Did I ever do anything to you? Did I ever fuck you up or in any way, or like say some rude shit? I was in a, you know, and then they hash it out, and the person is always like, yep, yeah, you did. But
That's kind of like a
that's him like talking about his past. There hasn't been a lot of that
weird
lately.
right. It's kind of a weird like not lazy. Well, it is kind of lazy. Like a lazy way to like make amends. Like, hey, anyway, while I've got you, did I ever do I need to make amends for anything?
Well,
Are we good?
come
Are we
on my
good?
podcast and I'll apologize and I'll
Yeah.
monetize
But not for
it.
something specific. I won't know what it is. I'll ask you to tell me what I need to
Yeah,
apologize
what did I
for.
do?
It's
What did I
like-
do? You tell me.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was such a cool asshole.
Yeah. Well, good talking to you,
Wait.
man. That was
Wait, I know that next time it's going to be different, but are we cool? Did I do anything ever to piss you off?
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it next time.
Oh God.
All right, we'll call that a day. It was great talking to you, man.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Mark. Chris Maron.
And that's I think we got to something there, you know? That's fun.
I can't tell if I'm still talking to Mark or not.
That's cool. Yeah, it's so in me, right? So ingrained.
Yeah, you're such a cool asshole. I want to cry for you.
Pow! Ooh, I just shit my pants. Coffee from justcoffee.coop. Get it today.
I can't wait till we have sponsors.
You want to talk about my cats? Ah, my fucking cats.
Well, that was today, and I'm sure that the next one's going to be different. Comment below, like and subscribe, right?
Yeah, I'm just on my phone now. I'm done. I'm done with the podcast now. We're still
Are we still recording?
We're still
Are we
recording,
not
but
recording?
I'm just.
Are we still not? Are we not
No,
recording?
I've already talked to you for like an hour. What more do you need? Okay, I'm gonna go
I
on
have-
my phone now.
Oh, we just clicked into an hour. You're right. That was exactly 1 hour.
Yeah, that's enough. I'm done. Can you just give me some privacy, please?
Well, I mean, I'm at my house. Do you want me to just leave my chair?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. No, I understand.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do, privacy-wise?
Yeah,
just like leave my chair. Leave my
just
desk?
just stop talking and don't be around anymore. Or just stay where you are.
Okay.
I'll get the broom. Don't make me get the broom.
Don't get the broom again. That's how we met.
All right, there it is, folks. My talk with Peter Carlone, YouTube star Peter Carlone. You can find him at peterandchriscomedy.com on YouTube there. Check him out. It was a good talk. I like talking to that guy. We got down to something. We opened up. Learned some things about him. That was nice. That was nice. All right, play some guitar for you. Shit. Fuck. Sorry. That's better. Boomer lives! Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.